I was asked to give an introduction to Baji, and before I begin, I want to point out that I'm just a student and not one of the good ones at that. So if you really want to learn, I recommend checking out Baji Association on YouTube. These are the people I have learned from. But since I was asked, I'll teach you 2 things, and these should be enough to get anyone started with Baji. Baji Quan is a Chinese martial art that's known for its short-range attacks with explosive power. To gain that explosive power, you have to try and not get it. Seriously, it'll come to you naturally in time. Lesson 1. Horse stance. Horse stance or mabu is key in everything Baji. To generate power, your structure has to be correct, and you get that from practicing your mabu. Standing in it for as long as you can teaches you how to feel out your body, what's right, what's wrong, and how and where is your power flowing or stuck. The width in general is 3.5 steps. Your toes need to point straight out. Your knees align with your toes. They should never be over your toes. Your knees can be turned in a bit, as if holding onto the sides of the imaginary horse you're riding. Your hips or pelvis should be open, again, as if sitting on a horse. Make room for the horse. Your back needs to be straight, but your butt should be curved in instead of sticking out. In instead of out. Shoulders curve in to protect your body, but don't tense or raise them. Your elbows should align with your knees, and you keep your chin down, and your eye line should follow your elbow. Mabu in itself is pretty simple, but fine-tuning it is hard work. You start pretty high up and train it to be lower and wider. And it takes a lot of time to just keep going and making it lower and wider. Second lesson, punching. Knowing the basic punch, or Cheng Chui, is knowing the basic principles all Baji movements have, so perfecting this should be enough for everything else. You start from Mabu, but instead of an elbow, you have your arm out. Your defensive hand, the left, is in your armpit. The same ideas and rules for holding structure as in Mabu apply, all the time. The movement in itself looks like this. Everything needs to move on the same time for the structure to not break. Your attack is your defense, and vice versa. One does not happen without the other. Your feet and hands move on the same time. You can slow the process down, or speed it up, or break it into parts if it helps you understand what's happening. The leg work looks like this. But it's not actually moving your feet. Focus more on trying to turn your hips, and the feet will follow. The hands look like this. This also shouldn't be moving your hands, but using your back and your hips to move your hands. Even though you're punching forward, your defense should be as strong as your attack, meaning you shouldn't push forward, but rather ground yourself into a spot. You want to go down, but release power into every direction. Your defending hand should always be as powerful as the attacking one. That's my 2 lessons to introduce Baji Chuan. Grinding Mabu and Cheng Chui should help you get started, but please find a teacher or a group and train with someone. A girl on the internet can only teach you so much.